Okay. This year's version of Wartburg basketball is going to be quite a bit different than what you saw a year ago. A year ago, we had 4 fifth-year seniors due to the fact of the COVID year here a while back. And this year's team, we have 19 of our 24 players will be in the first or second year of the program. Of the sophomores that are returning, none of those guys played varsity. They all played JV a year ago. So that'll be a pretty big, pretty new experience for most of those guys as well. We have 4 seniors that are doing a great job leading us at this point in time. Marshawn Williams from Lindblom Math and Science Academy in Chicago is a starter from a year ago, and I think he averaged about 12 points a game last year. We expect more out of Marshawn this year. Through the early practices, we've seen his skill set really develop, so that's been a real positive. Our other seniors, Trent Allard played a backup post for us a year ago. Namdi Onibo from Cedar Falls played mostly JV a year ago. And then we have a 4th senior, Carter Cavalier, who played back during the COVID year. And then in the spring of that year, hurt his ankle. We thought it was career ending. He's been out the last 2 years, but has progressed to the point where he's going to play this year for us as well, and doing a great job. Those guys have all been tremendous leaders in the weight room, in our early pickup games, in our early practices, and with the amount of newcomers that we do have, they're doing a great job leading those guys. The other day, one of our freshmen had a problem with his inhaler. After practice, I was getting in my car, and there's Carter driving him to Walgreens. So they're doing it both on the court and off the court, and it's great to see our guys have that kind of chemistry off the court as well. I would say of the returnees that are sophomores that played JV for the most part a year ago, we have Luke Ladwig from Blair, Nebraska, 6-foot point guard. Really came on a year ago. He was probably our most consistent guy in our JV games and really pushed our starters quite a bit in practice. We also have Abe Cook, 6'6", sophomore out of Adams Friendship, Wisconsin, who's showed some very exciting promise here early on in the first 14, 15 practices. And then last but not least of those sophomores would be Gabe Trujillo, 6'4", wingman out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. So we're seeing, I would say, at least a handful of our freshmen have showed some really promising things early on. Now that we're 14, 15 practices in, we're starting to see some of their individual skill set come out. It's a lot of information overload. Everything's different for them early on, so we tell them to be patient, and within a short period of time, a couple of weeks, their skill set starts to come out. So we've seen a lot more of that recently, and that's really exciting what some of those freshmen are doing. We are going to have some freshmen play for us this year. They're that talented. Who they are right now and how many minutes is yet to be determined. We have an exhibition game this Friday on the road at Graceland College, which will be really good for us. We'll learn a lot from that, and then we scrimmage UW Platteville next Wednesday, which both ends of the spectrum, probably types of teams that we're going to see, with Platteville being the second one, and very disciplined, very physical. The Wisconsin League is that way, and so we'll get the best of both worlds and learn a lot about our team at that point in time, and be able to use that as a barometer going into the season.
When did you know that Jack was leaving?
We found out late spring, just before May term, yes.
And so what's that like when you got a guy that caliber, been part of your program, and I imagine there's a lot of adjustments to your game plans.
Well, a little bit, yes. He was a multi-all-conference guy and first-team performer a year ago. He indicated that he was going to be looking at the Division I, Division II ranks. I know he visited one of the local D2 schools in Upper Iowa. Other than that, I don't know where their trails are, where they were taken to from that visit late spring.
You're at home for the first 3 weeks of the season before traveling over Thanksgiving break. Is that just kind of how the schedule came together, or what you look to accomplish in those home games?
Well, it is how the schedule came together. McAllister's return game in our contract, so we do get them at home to open the season. The Buzz Levick tournament, very same thing. We get to play at home every year, which is a great way of acknowledging Coach Levick and for all the tremendous things that he did here at Wartburg, not only being a great ambassador to our basketball program, but to the college as a whole. And then I believe we have Grinnell in there, which is a return game as well. So yes, we're able to play some home games, which will be better probably for our newer, younger guys.
Now, you mentioned those younger guys. What do you look for from those younger guys in those first preseason games and then those first home games?
That's a very good question. How they complement the current guys that we have in the program that are probably going to be our top 3 or 4 players. There's always a premium on skill development and ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter, from the 3-point line. Our bigs are all returnees for the most part, so a lot of that is going to be what they show they can do from the perimeter. I think a big challenge for us as a team is going to be defensively, playing at a new intensity level, more physicality than what they're used to. So the sooner they can adjust to that, the cream will rise to the top from that group of freshmen that we have.
Good luck this season.
Thank you.